part of the problem of society, the reason why they're all so very dangerous to each other. They don't know what the truth is. The truth is a vague subject matter to them. And so it's kind of rude if you're a reality-oriented person, then you are being just turned off by the society of gaslighters across the board. It's gaslighting because it's not reality-oriented. And the worst gaslighting that we can find is the people that just don't say anything. They will flat deny that there was even a conversation about something, or that there is a human side of it. You know, gaslighting is just denying, it's just altering reality to be something that it's not, and it includes the harshest and most obvious. It's just denying that anything exists at all. It could just make you go crazy when you and then the hall of mirrors that you come and that you can encounter with a bona fide narcissist. And I'm not sure of the technicalities of it at all. I don't really believe in all of the diagnoses as much as it's just a mind that's at a certain stage of either seeing itself and coming to terms with itself, or it's just completely on the farthest edge of just, it's never going to see itself, so it doesn't see reality. There isn't a separation at all. There isn't a contemplation, really. When is that important? It's important when we want a solid foundation for ourselves, and that's really hard nowadays. You're better off. Psychologists say this, and it's not good for the kids. Say, it's corruption. As far as that really, that to succeed in the world today, the world, really, the money and all of that stuff, how, to just get on top of it, you have to be of a non-human quality, that's what narcissism is. And so, needless to say, I mean, that's who's making the money out there. It's interesting, to see the mentalities that vary, the households, I mean, whatever, the study of people, persons, like I said, families, that adopt that God. I've heard some people say, well, I'm Jewish. And I'm like, well, and then I began to realize, well, wait a minute, but it's kind of like saying you're American. There isn't really such a thing. I mean, are you human? But, I mean, really, because you see a black person, a Chinese person even, I mean, I've heard them say they're Jewish. And it's like, well, what is it exactly? Certain kind of mind bone, I guess, that you were programmed a certain way that says that the mind, logics, of course, is better than the heart, really. I mean, I said of course is because you want to use logic to keep your heart out of danger, but you don't do that to the point where you lose connection with reality. You know what I'm saying? Life is dangerous. I mean, if you're not living it right unless you're taking risks, it's like every day you realize that somebody is trying to suck you into a fucking gang or a club or something, and can you hold your own for the next child that wants to breathe on their own. Wow, how do you like that? I'm going to end it now, and I just go. This is the hardest week, we have. If you can get through these next few 24 hours, it's this fight for me is to just maintain the reality of what it is that I'm all about here. My dog, who's like, I'm being blamed for having a 22-year-old skinny hound dog. I'm just going to give them a piece of my mind, and then there's some time that I can buy, and I could buy time by stalling what they want me to do is to do all these vet visits, and I just think it's more. I'm going to tell them, it's more of a hazard to do this at this point. She's in hospice, and I'm sorry you have to hear all of this. I mean, I really don't want to be. The bottom line is that they're trying to make me look like I'm psycho or something. The whole thing. And having said this, babes, if you're watching this, whoever you are, who you think that you're going to pin on me that I'm cruel and mean because the way my dog ended up at 22 years old, she ended up skinny and frail, and boy, I'm such a mean person, and you know what the truth is? I can be. I can be very cruel. I am mean and ice cold, and I don't care how I appear, how ugly I appear to people who don't deserve my generosity in being, like even my presence. After a while, when I see that when I'm being generous, and I'm not saying this as a gift-giving narcissist, I'm saying this as somebody who reciprocates as a human being, life force energy. I'm not there to bullshit you with some fucking game, and most of you narcissists are, and I'm just here to tell you, you have a lot of karma coming to you because you're not reality oriented, and that's just what happens to you. You need all kinds of shit going on, rumble strips and all that shit, because you can't see a fucking sign or something going on with you people, that you're just gonna suffer more, you're more miserable than I could ever be. It's called impoverish as a soul, no matter how much money you make. And I know you hate this, because I just cracked a smile, and I don't know, how do you get back at the fucking narcissistic society who is accusing you of saying, like, boy, this thing that's happening. I mean, some people, the lowest of lows, will look at me. This one little picture where at the end of my dog's life, where she's 22. Hey, babes. I mean, hey. Now it's speculative, really, if whether or not she killed that dog because she was being neglectful. It's like, out of 22 years, okay, 17 years I've had it, no problem, and really don't have. And then what happens? What do you think really happened? Did she just get old? Did she go back to being a hound dog, kind of bony, but actually just bony, not lean, but bony? I kind of suspect she got old and she didn't get fat, and it's just that's the way. And I suspect that you guys are narcissists. You don't see the fucking bigger picture. You're not going to give it to me that, man, you had this dog for a beautiful 17 years. It was nothing but fucking healthy the whole time. Had a little eating problem towards the end, but end of life came, and it's too bad about the harassment. And I'm sorry I harassed you for just being a loving person. And you wanted love? God, I didn't even see it. I am such an idiot. And that's called sarcasm. Boy, don't do that in front of narcissists, man. They take everything so fucking seriously. They don't even have any sense of humor about yourself, so forget it. You have to. I'm beginning to understand the why. It's like to save your fucking life force, your life, just to go gray rock and say, you know what? You guys need just, how's the weather talk? How's the weather today? Nice and cool? All right. How about them Dodgers? All right. See you tomorrow. Because you don't understand the depths of fucking shit. Why? Why? Why is there a bony dog walking on the perimeter of that property, bitch? I'm pretty sure it's the Airbnb people. They don't live up here. And they probably just started looking over at my property. They see now that I have an old junk car. I gotta move it because they can't really start harassing me for that because, boy, look at the neighbors on the other side. I just let them in on my life a little bit, and I was having a hard time, and now they're just like, and that's the way you fucking narcissists are. You just get so paranoid, like, oh, why can't you be there for people? You're going to be next. That's what I'm saying. You have a lot of karma coming to you because you're not real. And so when more and more real things coming down, it's like, come on, bring it on. It's coming on. It will. That's what COVID-19 did for all of us, is that, man, I will never forget. I've never seen so many pale-faced narcissists finally make it outside and walk around. Because why? The news told them not to. And if you want to get a narcissist to do something, tell them not to do it. Boy, they'll just, all of a sudden they'll just get up and say, I just need to walk around outside now because they're telling you not to do it. And go talk to people. They're just they're hanging on the poles out there. Did you remember that? I remember that. I knew exactly what I was looking at. I'm like, these fucking narcissists that watch a lot of TV. Now they're getting some fresh air because somebody told them not to. It's fucking funny. Thanks for listening to all this, babes. Lots of pain right now. For me, anyway, being an Aries. Thanks for listening.